My field is new business and ICT. So when you're looking at communication, I'm more interested in the business perspective and in the technology perspective. And what I'm talking to you about is that we are in an environment with lots of societal challenges. And the European Union has actually defined these challenges for the European Union as being incredibly important and things to work on. One of them is health, demographic change and well-being, food security, bioeconomy, secure, clean and efficient energy, smart, green, integrated transport, climate action, environment, resource efficiency, Europe in a changing world, an inclusive world, social inclusion, in my mind also digital inclusion, and the final one, secure societies. And especially that last one also is something that from an IT perspective is very important. And all these particular domains are things where digitization, communication and many, many more disciplines are necessary to make a change. Now, when you're looking at the Hansa University and you're looking at my sheets, in the right bottom corner you see something. Share your talent, move the world. It's our payoff. It's what we are telling everybody, our students, our environment, this is what we want to do. This is what we like our students to be involved in. To be involved in sharing their talent from their own different perspectives, their own different disciplines, and really make a change in the world. And what we find important is that these EU challenges are really interesting challenges for our students to work on. And what we have been working on over the last, say, a couple of years in organizing and setting up, and it's starting to work actually, is that we challenge our students, all of our students, to spend half a year, one semester of their education here to work on one of these challenges. So the normal thing is that the student finds often their own internship and graduation project, and can be with all kinds of companies and organizations. And there is absolutely no control in what they are doing. And on the other hand, we have all kinds of organizations and companies that come to us and say, oh, you have all these great young minds, all these people that are being educated very well, and couldn't we use them to work together on some of our challenges? And we have come up with this concept. It's probably not a very innovative concept, but it's a concept that we're working with. It's the concept of innovation labs, in which we really are trying to bring together our professional environment, but also teaching, education on the one hand, the education 21st century skills, and research, mostly applied research. We are not an academic university, but the University of Applied Sciences, so we do the applied sciences part. And by bringing that together, we're trying to set up an environment where our students are challenged to work on many or most of those challenges that you just saw, the European challenges. And there are some things that are hard to organize in this. It's not hard to get assignments. It's not hard to get companies from outside to work with this. There's more demand than we actually can offer. But it's really hard to have a very good integration of research and education. And that's what we really have to work on. Why is it hard? It's hard, for instance, because we have to create a process in which you have learning outcomes and project results that go hand in hand. Why is it hard? It's also hard because we do this in an interdisciplinary way. It is students from all kinds of different educations and schools that are in different phases of their education that need to work together and work on a single project. And often we spend a lot of time, I wouldn't say waste or lose, but we spend a lot of time in getting students to understand other students. So for instance, if I have an IT student and I have a healthcare student, when they talk about protocol, they have completely different ideas of what they mean. So the way of getting them to interact, to work together, is quite hard. What it also means is that we will be working, or we are working, on the front line of what is known of science and technology and societal changes. So we are doing things that nobody has done before, which means that if you have a teacher, that teacher doesn't know exactly what's going on. So we are creating an environment that's not so much a teaching environment, it's an environment that is more a learning environment. So the students learn, but also the teachers learn. Now, some of you may be teachers. I find that it is for many teachers very uncomfortable to be in a situation where you don't know exactly what's going on, you don't know exactly what the project results will be, you don't know what kind of surprises you will meet on the way, and still you're responsible for those learning outcomes. And so how to organize that, how to set that up, it's something that's hard, and that's also something that we are learning on the way right now. So when you have a strategic plan and you ask deans to start creating these innovation labs, you get 130 ideas for new innovation labs. That's what's happening with us. But we are concentrating many of the things that we're doing. And from the technical perspective, we do have these. And Entrance is our environment for energy transition, one of those EU challenges. There's another one that's actually already partly there, that's Cernica Advanced Processing, that's about bio-based. That's about the process technology. That's the new future of a green environment. There is something being set up, building. You may know that we have earthquakes in this area, not the ones that most people know, but because we are pumping up gas all the time. We are trying to understand what's going on there. And by the way, when we're doing that, can we make all those houses energy neutral and also suitable for independent living? And that's actually in the title of my talk that we're working on, is the Digital Society Hub. Because each and every change has a lot to do with communication technology, communication as a means to organize transitions, to actually entice people to change their behavior, and to the things that we want to do to have a better world and to actually address those societal challenges. IT is everywhere. Everybody needs IT nowadays. You cannot go in this world without knowing a lot more about IT. So the Digital Society Hub is in a way also a training center for people who have no inclination to do anything with IT in their life, but we know that they will have to at some point. So that's a function that we're setting with all kinds of combinations. And then in the right-hand corner you will see Cube. We have an incubator that's quite successful. At this time we are doing about 350 startups a year. Some of them are very successful, some of them not so successful. One of the more successful ones right now has had, I think, about 40 million US dollars in funding. It is actually located now in Silicon Valley, so that's the kind of things that can happen that we're working on. And we're using all those innovation labs actually to give much more influx in this incubator. And then we thought, well, this is nice, all this innovation. We're doing this on a high level with academic universities and ourselves. But when you're looking at our economy in the north of the Netherlands, it's mostly a practitioner's economy. It is vocational, and academic research does not fit so well. So when you're coming up with all kinds of innovations, for instance, in green energy, you still need people who are going to install that in houses. To build new kinds of houses. So you need a way to get that information, that knowledge to practice. And actually not here at campus, but everywhere in the region. So we are setting up more and more what we call implementation labs. So you have innovation, you have implementation. So to make that transition from research, from our students that come up with all these great ideas in those innovation labs, and to actually make it happen in the real world. So we are building quite a few in the region, and this is just a few. There will be many more. And then when you're looking at what does that bring us? Well, there is a multi-rank, a ranking of universities, academic institutions, but it's looking at all kinds of different things, not at just academic publications, but also at things like what's your interaction with the region, how much do you contribute to entrepreneurship, how much startups do you have, and things like that. And in a list of, I think, over 1,200 worldwide research institutions, universities, we came out in the top 25 on these particular aspects. And we're quite proud of that, and it's telling us that we are doing something well.